Yo, yurt.
1 2 1 2.
God
We
damn
back.
it, yurt.
Always talking shit.
God damn it, waiting so long to press that motherfucking button again. It's your boy Talkin.
It's your boy Akeem Sincere, man.
And
What's poppin'?
we are back in session with the Always Talking Shit show.
It's been a while, man. It's been a nice little hiatus.
God, it's been like, 2.5, 3 months.
You know, time flies when you're having fun, man. When you're building and growing. Time flies.
Fuck all that. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't been having fun. Time just been flying around this motherfucker. But yeah, I am excited about the new setup. See the new.
Yeah, you know, your boy's not too cool for school, man. I just want to let y'all know before we get started, I've been dealing with some severe migraines. So, pardon the sunglasses, man.
Without the girlfriend, nigga, just that.
Just a single nigga with migraines, nigga. What kind of shit is that? I think my ex gave them to me. But it's all good, though, man. So, hey, man, a lot has happened. A lot has happened.
You know, I'm just fucking with the mics. I need to make sure shit's loud enough.
Dre's always fucking with the mics, you know. They know. They know. They know. They know. They know.
Trying to make sure we ain't got no feedback in these motherfuckers, but make sure it's loud enough for y'all out there. But god damn, what the fuck has been going on, man?
What's good, my guy? What's good?
Man. A lot has happened since we've blessed these mics.
That's a motherfucking fact.
And it's episode 29. There's I understand any real fan of the ATS show is gonna wonder where
We got the other episodes coming up.
they're
man.
coming.
You know, we are leaving another platform. We free now.
Fuck him.
Hey,
matter
whoa,
of fact.
whoa,
No,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
no. Because
We
the
don't.
contract,
We leave all doors open. We
no,
don't talk about
I
the
don't
business.
need a door open.
We don't talk about the
with
business.
him. No, fuck that. Because you know Joe and
You
them
said
talked.
contract.
Joe and them
We're not
talked
joining
about
them.
Spotify.
They already got a bag lined up.
But hold on, I'm never going back to anything that has to do with Flea.
Hey, Flea, man.
He ain't the CEO. He the Flea-EO.
Flea, man. You gotta holler at us.
For
That's
real.
It. Well, we'll leave it alone. We'll leave it
You
at
owe
that.
us a whole conversation.
We'll leave it
and
at
then,
that,
no, how you know? You can't. You know what? If you want to do business with this nigga later, that's on you. I'm not doing it. I don't gotta fuck with son at all, and I never would. I can't. This son of a bitch. I ain't even gonna say that because I don't know nothing about his mama. But so we signed a deal. We've sprinkled y'all. We've talked about it somewhat, but we signed an exclusivity deal, 90 days to a corporation called Flea Lee TV. Under the context that we were gonna be put out on the platform. Well, send them a couple episodes within the allotted time in the contract.
I was gonna tell a whole story. Go ahead.
It's never episode, never. You act like he finna watch this or something. He put us on the whole
I just
show.
think it's corny.
Why? Why?
Do you get your shit off? I ain't interrupting you.
No, because you're gonna sit here and call me fucking corny because I feel
said
like
I think it's corny. I didn't say you were corny. I said I think
goofball.
you know how I move though, nigga. It's you know it ain't everybody's business. Flea, holler at us. Simple as that. You know, let's get on with our show. You get your shit off though, because I know you want to get you have more of a reason to want to get your shit off, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your shit off, my nigga. I'm right here.
Imagine a nigga hits you up in your Facebook DM. In the spam part of it, because you don't know the nigga, so I have to go to an extra step to even holler at son. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even want to talk about him.
No, nigga, you definitely can't. Nigga, you can't leave the niggas with cliffhangers. Like, get your shit off, nigga. Like, you came in hot, nigga.
So the nigga hit me
man.
about all type of business, wanted me
do.
to fucking shoot like videos for him, all types of shit, and then we start talking about the podcast, show him some episodes. He talks about putting us. He wants to put us on an exclusivity deal, have us up on his thing or with his pause, have us up on his platform. The split was beautiful. Like anybody, don't get it twisted. The nigga's business, the model, beautiful. 70-30 split on live streaming shit, beautiful. So don't. It's not like the nigga. It could have been beautiful. What I'm saying is the nigga shelved us.
I mean, if I'm shooting him some bail, the nigga said he was there. The company was in the beta stages, so yeah.
But he done like 10, 15 live shows.
But that don't change. That don't change the fact of what I said. Like,
no, but
he still
I'm saying
was in the
if
beta
it was
stages.
beta,
You're not gonna argue with me and make it sound like I'm defending this nigga. Let me get my shit off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't defending this nigga. I'm just saying, like, business wise, it didn't work out. At the end of the day,
we had the potential.
no harm, no foul. Nobody took any L's.
We had the potential
it was
to
a
make
slow
good
up.
money.
It was a slow up. You know what I mean? And we catch you on the flip side, Flea. There's nothing more to say. It is what it is.
Oh, you see that right there? I don't know. Went to the wrong. It's clear. It's very clear. You see it? What's that say?
What are you talking about?
Right here, this sticker right here. What's the sticker say?
Oh, I can't even see that shit, bro.
FDT. Orange is out of there. Oh my God, so much has happened, my guys, since we've been here.
Where you want to start, my nigga? It's a lot of shit to talk about.
Jesus Christ. Let's start with
It's a lot of
Trump,
shit to talk about.
Trump, orange out of office. Let's talk about the election. And then let's talk about these fucking white terrorists. Shit, we going in tonight. It's been a while. So buckle the fuck up.
Yeah, with the white terrorists.
And if you missed the live stream, the beauty of it, it's going to be available immediately.
Yeah, so
on the ATS page.
I'm just saying this, man. Like, bro, I think about my father and my grandfather at times like this because they're both gone, and I always think like, what would they say? But they wouldn't be surprised, man. These cats was preparing me for 2020 since I was a little boy, man. And I just gotta say this, man. Motherfuckers lack substance, and we're an immoral country. And what's done in the dark comes to the light. So, like there's certain people that's been screaming about and double standards, and it's been two Americas for a long time, and they was always accused of like race baiting or playing the race card or not pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. All the shit they used to say to people. Now, fam, I just sat back and I don't wish death on nobody. So God bless all the people that lost their lives in this terrorist attack. I don't know what an insurrection is, so it's just a terrorist attack. All I got is a white terrorist attack. That's all I got for you, man. And Trump didn't get in trouble. What you want me to do? What's wrong?
I'm EQing while you.
Oh, okay. Do your thing. My bad. But no, I was just saying. So like, your boy Trump, man. I personally am sitting back, waiting to see this nigga get in trouble for something. Being a native New Yorker, man, you're familiar with the Trump family, man. They kind of always been above the law and skated the law. So it's interesting to see if the cat finally bit off more than he can chew. And I like to see his old ass go to jail, man. I think this should be fun. But I'm not naive, I wouldn't hold my breath. So we'll see, man. But all the people, especially every white teacher I've had, everybody always tried to like excuse the double standard of race to me and tell me like, oh well, this is about working hard and being a good person and all that stuff. And are we a country of laws or are we not? That's my thought right there, nigga, on this new regime crossing over from Trump to Biden. Hopefully, Kamala and Biden could get in there and get some shit done. We'll see. I think that the country needs to be aware that like the Republican Party has no moral standing. So in the future, when there's a holdup and we have Republican senators and lawmakers arguing against the Democrats, like whether you Democratic or Republican, it don't matter. Like at the end of the day, who has credibility and who doesn't have credibility? You know what I mean? And I feel like it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? The credibility or the lack thereof by certain Republican leaders, man, needs to be always in a constant state of right there in front of your face. Like, yo, this is what they did. This is what they stood for. This is who they held down. You know what I'm saying? And it's time for people that consider themselves Republican or conservative in some way. It's time for them to stand up, man, and say, hey, man, we either need to start a new party or we gotta bounce because this party don't represent good humans. The Republican Party is a white supremacist organization, in my opinion. The Democratic Party, we'll see. Depending on what they do in these next 4 years, will have a lot to do, with my opinion, on what kind of party they are. But it's looking like African Americans need to start their own political party and start backing their own political candidates, just like everyone else. It's all good, man. You know, first show back, studio crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, my nigga. It's all good. Yeah, but I seen that they had one of the officers that died. They had him laying in state at the Capitol, and that's like a high honor, I guess, in the country. If I was his family, nigga, I'd have told the country to eat dick.
All right, hold on. Let's backtrack real quick. So let's go back to.
No, let me say this real quick.
Okay.
The only reason why I was saying that is I don't want to be disrespectful about it. If that's my loved one, man, he was defending that building. This man went and fought 2 tours in war and came home and got killed by some privileged white people that was mad because Donald Trump didn't win the election. Because he's a fucking racist, xenophobic, bigoted, fat bastard that ain't never accomplished anything in his life other than being a wealthy white man's son. So that to me is crazy. Like, I feel bad for whoever that is. Like, you know what I mean? If that's your family, and then they telling you, like, oh, to honor him, we're going to lay him in state where they killed him at. Like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't have did it, man.
And then you got people were trying to impeach him, and you got Republicans who are like, all right, yeah, what he did was unconstitutional. What he did was some fuck shit.
Right.
But we shouldn't worry about impeaching him. He's already out of the office. Like, come on, bro. Like, you incited domestic terrorism, and the fact that you're not in Guantanamo Bay says a lot.
Right.
Because let's say that was any regular U.S. civilian
So that was Al Sharpton.
that organized that. Fuck that.
So that was Al Sharpton.
Fuck that. Because you could be a white
succeeded.
person on our side who starts a thing like that on the Capitol. He's going to Guantanamo, nigga, if they don't kill him.
Yeah, that's facts. I agree. You know what I mean? It's not about necessarily just white or black. It's about what side of
the fence you're on. It's no longer about
man,
white and black.
They killed a lot of white
We all need to realize that.
You know
we need to realize it's not as much white and black now as what side of this fence do you stand on. Because every color stands on both sides of this fence. There's black people who love Donald Trump, who hate their own kind and love Donald Trump.
That's a fact.
On that side of it. That ain't my brother. I don't give a fuck that he comes from the same ancestors I do.
I'm going to tell you something I learned.
He forgot about that.
I'm going to say
his
something.
His dad and them forgot about that.
I'm going to learn something. I'm going to tell you something I learned from the great beautiful Angela Rye. Everybody with your skin folk ain't your kinfolk. And for certain people, that's a hard thing to muster up. One thing this presidential election taught us, you know what I'm saying, they taught us about the white, we learned about the white Hispanic.
Oh, my God.
And that's something that
the white Native American
that hadn't been highlighted, you know,
the white
in this
Native
country.
American.
Yeah, like, so with that being said,
like, that's the biggest oxymoron there is. The white Native American.
It's the clusterfuck of a bunch of shit. Like, you know
No,
what I mean?
because think about that.
What?
This is white Native American, white African American. Those are both oxymorons in the greatest sense of it, because white people fucked both of us up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of. Yeah, you're right.
You feel what I'm saying?
On the because I don't want to get too
Our
deep.
land got stolen from each side. Our land got stolen from black and Native Americans. We both got enslaved black and Native Americans.
Yeah, but there's only one race in that discussion that hasn't enslaved anybody.
Right. I'm not saying that we're equal, but I'm saying that the oxymoronicness in both of those fucking statements are ridiculous.
But the reason why it's possible,
I can understand a Mexican, Trump Mexican American, because they're gonna look at the businessman and I want to be him. I came from Mexico. I came from nothing. I want to be that white man.
I can't get with that. The reason why
I'm not saying I can get with it.
No, I'm gonna tell you the reason why
saying.
I don't understand it. I understand it for different reasons, and that is that one of the things that Europeans did in this nation when the European took over the world is they planted their flag everywhere. And what I mean by that is, it might be a Dutch flag versus a French flag, but it's a European flag, and it was a white power nation taking over a smaller nation or a less powerful nation. So you have white Cubans, white Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying, like white Colombians. They have European backgrounds, but they're from Colombia and they speak Spanish and they look Hispanic. But they're idealistically and their identity is more of a European, you know what I mean? So it happens. What happened? Live?
The fucked up part about it is with live is gonna some shit's on the fly. And as much as I don't want it to be, trust me, I hate that I have to do this right now.
Just come sit your ass down and pod with your boy, nigga.
Bro. Too goddamn. It's my perfectionism.
Alright, well, it's too late. You don't want to go live. We live.
Alright. I'm gonna stop fucking with these cameras.
We're not on no old joint no more. This is all in effect, nigga. Get it on the next one.
I love it though.
I'm in here with sunglasses on.
I wear my sunglasses at night, ass nigga.
Got a whole headache, nigga. You over here talking about the camera angle. But yeah, no, what's your thoughts on that, man?
On what?
Give us what you think on the on your, you know what I mean, you didn't really go in deep on your insurrection or your white terrorist take.
I mean, okay, so what we witnessed was domestic terrorism to like the 100th power, right?
Right.
By Trump supporters incited by Trump, where two people
and others
lost their lives.
I thought it was five. I thought it was a total of 5.
Was it 5? Okay.
Yeah, 5 people.
One cop and other people on the other side. Now.
And seven if you count the 2 cops that committed suicide afterwards. I mean, that's a body count. You ask me.
Let's put this into perspective real quick. Like I said, it all depends on what side of the fence you reside on. If you're on our side of the fence, we do that. 5 people aren't gonna die. Hundreds are going to die that day. We're gonna have military there shooting us.
Well,
that's okay. Now I realize that is really speculation on my part.
No, it's not speculation, because you have just months before with a peaceful protest group known as Black Lives Matter who had not committed any crimes. There was no intel saying that they were coming to commit crimes. There was intel saying that these people was coming to do harm, and they ignored it. Security forces were told not to engage, and they proven now that Donald Trump sat there for 30 minutes watching this shit on TV, nigga, and refusing to send help.
So I'm like, okay.
We wouldn't have never got those luxuries. Like, you seen, when, not to cut you off, but when the Black Lives Matter was out there, You couldn't even see the Capitol steps. It was so many fucking armed police officers on the steps.
Right.
Nigga, you wasn't getting through there. Fuck that.
Or let's talk
they had
about.
a barricade
Let's
that didn't
talk
even
about.
have a fence. Like,
let's talk about
nigga,
when
you just
Trump.
move it out the way.
Let's talk about when Trump's bitch ass wanted to take that picture in front of that church or whatever.
Come on, fam.
What he did.
Come on, man.
All the military and shit that was there, pepper spraying and fucking people up who were there peacefully
like
protesting.
Just to throw in on what, like you said.
What side of the fence?
What side of the fence? Because those were majority white women out there.
Right.
That was elderly white
side
people,
of the
majority
fence
white
are
people that
you
got
on?
pushed out the way, so he can have an upside down picture of a Bible. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, yo, this dude is wild, and I feel like
And then we
anybody that
forget.
supports this nigga,
And then we
you gotta
forget.
call
Hold
them
on.
for what they are.
Hold on. And then we forget. Let's not forget about the old man that got pushed over and fucked up because of what side of the fence
Come on, my
he's
guy.
on. You talking about old man,
Old white guy, just
white guy?
hey, and he was just trying to give
you're
a cop
talking
nigga
about-
his helmet that
that's
he dropped.
it. That's
and they
it.
was like, nigga, you coming over here? You out here with these niggas? You gang, nigga,
Right.
And pushed his old ass down.
Could have killed this man.
Hey, I want everybody that can hear my voice, man, to go Google a white man by the name of John Brown. John Brown is the greatest white man to ever live in America. John Brown is a white man that trained his sons to be killers. And they literally went around freeing slaves, training those slaves to be killers.
Right.
And, I mean, he must have freed hundreds of slaves. But when white people finally caught him, oh, man, they killed him something good, man. They gave him a horrible public death. They treated him like a Negro.
Because of what?
Because of what side of the fence he was on, man. Like,
he stood
and
on.
I always say America's always like America's based on gang culture. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
just got to be a part of their gang.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's just if you're a part of their gang or not.
Christian, you Muslim, like it's always some like, you know, counter shit. Like it's always like that.
Right.
That's crazy, man. And I wonder how the rest of the world is looking at America right now in 2021. Like, you motherfucking
You
Jews,
motherfuckers are
like, you niggas,
like
y'all. We thought y'all was the shit, nigga. You niggas is weak over there. Y'all let Donald Trump be the president.
Well, fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, fam. Like, you motherfuckers can't contain COVID with all your resources and all your money.
Right.
You're so against each other that you rather other motherfuckers get COVID and die and be okay with the fact that you're not gonna get it. And you think that because you're rich and you're a celebrity or you're wealthy and you're white or you're whatever, that you're gonna be fine. Like, man.
Hold on, and then let's not
bro.
fast forward past the fucking election though. Like, look at that whole fucking atrocity that happened.
When Donald Trump won, I worked for Hillary campaign. when Donald, I was still with my ex then. My ex has let me tell you this real quick. My ex has 3 beautiful little girls. Nigga, the youngest, my heart, to this day, my baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, she was a baby then. Like, she was a fucking kid,
right.
Nigga. Like, I walked in, I was already a man, defeated, nigga, been working for the last 6 months, hard, stressed, nigga, like, damn, this motherfucker's really about to be the president. I knew that when I left the office.
Yeah.
We knew that. Like, yo, this shit is wild. This is what America really feels? I was hurt as a black man, right? Nigga, I walked in the house, and as a native New Yorker, my whole family, like, nigga, we know about Trump. You know what I'm saying? So, fam, I walk in the house. As soon as I walk in the house, little Faith runs up to me, nigga, and was just like, nigga, with damn near tears in her eyes, was like, Trump won. He's going to be the president. I'm talking about, they didn't call the election for like another 6-7 hours.
Right.
But even this little girl knew, nigga, like, she just could see it and was just like, oh, this ain't. Y'all motherfuckers gonna let this nigga be the president? Like, it was crazy to me. And I never forgot that. Like, how a little girl that doesn't really, there was no reason for her to really know all that at the time.
Dog, I just couldn't. The shit just.
All
just.
I'm saying is we didn't go storm the Capitol afterwards, bro.
We didn't do none
we didn't
of the
threaten
shit
to kidnap
that
the governor.
This nigga did. This
like,
nigga,
come on, fam.
bro, refused. And it's like everybody's like, "Oh, we're killing politics and the democracy is getting fucked up." But it's like, no, what this man is doing is pissing on the democracy, nigga.
It's been this way. The thing is, the men that think like Trump and work like Trump and are part of that same on that side of the fence, they're typically more skillful and more tactical in the way that they do things. So they'll do the same shit that Trump is doing. They're all for it. They cheer Trump along. They love Donald Trump being the president because he would say and do things that they couldn't do politically. Mitch McConnell can't come out and say certain things about Mexicans and black people that Donald Trump can. You know what I'm saying? And so they supported him. And now it's important for Americans to not be lazy, not be distracted. And those same men and women that you seen making excuses for Donald Trump, they still have careers. They still want to lead our nation. Fuck out of here. You motherfuckers got to go, nigga. Y'all got to go sit down right next to Trump.
Do you know
nigga.
what? Okay, so do you know what? We've had this conversation.
Why hasn't Mitch McConnell had a heart attack or something yet, nigga?
Why is he still even allowed to be a politician?
Healthy as shit, nigga.
You know what you've always known my stance. It's time to get rid of old politicians and old politics. I don't care what side of the fence you're on right now.
No job.
I think you should be
I think every political position should be a 4-year term. Period.
Okay, I feel that. I can't say no on that.
But
here's my
thing.
Give him
4 years,
and
let me give you enough time to get in there
and let me say
shit.
this. And then let me say this. You shouldn't be able to be a politician past like 55.
Yeah. See, because they make it to where you can't even run for the presidency unless you're 35.
Yeah.
Nigga, the greatest president might have been 20. 25. Nigga, like,
we don't know
what the fuck, like, nigga.
Who the greatest president could have been.
Think about what a motherfucking 20-year-old. Think about what a 20-year-old did, nigga, in creating Facebook. Nigga, Mark Zuckerberg was like 20-something years old when he did that shit. That's the most powerful thing. One of the most powerful things that's been created by man.
Yeah.
So with that being, that nigga connected the world, nigga, like that. So with that being said, how do you know that it wasn't nigga going to Harvard, nigga, that was a political science major down the hall that really nigga had the shit figured out? Like, I mean, imagine, go listen to some of Barack's speeches at Harvard.
Right.
That's the dude I would have loved to see be president.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all waited until nigga, y'all didn't like, what they do, the system is made to like get all the wrinkles out of you. Like, you got dreams and hopes and aspirations. We're gonna knock that shit out of you.
And
first,
I don't get what is the
power.
whole you're gonna have to put me up on this, I'm sure you know. What is the whole why you gotta be 35 to be president? Like, why is that?
I'm gonna tell you why, bro.
Like, do they feel like you've been through enough in life by
honestly,
then?
Bro, and a lot of people that hear this is gonna be like, oh, this shit again. But white male privilege. Older white men.
That's okay.
Listen to me. Like, older white men was intimidated of younger white men.
Yeah. Go
listen to how older white men talked about a John F. Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? Or a Bill Clinton when he was coming up. Like, the older white men, and I'm putting older white men on it because these are the ones that was responsible for this thing. Like, older men of all races do this shit. Older niggas be hating on younger niggas, period. Let's just get that out of the way. That happens.
That's life.
Right? That's life.
That's life for sure.
That's life. So, in this situation, you got a group of older white politicians that see younger dudes coming up with their new ways and new things and new technologies and be like, yo, let's put a hold on that. Remember, 35 used to be like 55 because the life expectancy of our forefathers wasn't that long. These motherfuckers wasn't living long, healthful lives. Meanwhile, some black lady in the jungle was 112, still walking 2 miles to get her water. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Shit, my Aunt Love lived to be 102.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
a virgin her whole life.
There were
no
indigenous
alcohol,
people. There were indigenous people of the earth that was smoking hemp and tobacco leaves and ganja and shit and living to be 100 plus, nigga. Like, and then you had the European Dark Ages where motherfuckers was considered an old man at 30 and out of there at 45. Like, that's a fact. That happened. Those things really happened. Alchemy wasn't really a part of their life then. It is now. That's one of the benefits of the European culture of taking over and controlling so many African, indigenous, South American, and Asian and Hispanic cultures. Because you get to steal those resources and also learn the ways of that land and that culture. These motherfuckers... Like, you got to think about, so there's other races and shit and cultures and societies that are older than the New West. We're just more powerful and more resourceful. But there's other, like, nations that's been around and their governments have been set up for 1,000 years.
Right.
My nigga, like,
shit like China and shit.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, we've been doing this.
Ancient China's been
we got our shit
doing
over
their
here.
Shit for
you know what I'm saying?
Centuries on centuries, millennia and shit.
And it's just about, like, not being distracted as humans. I think that, like, you know, naturally when you're young, you're not thinking about this type of shit. But as you know that old saying, like, when you're a child, you think like a child. But then when you're a man and shit, when you're an adult, you put all childish things away.
Right.
That's kind of what you got to do, nigga. As you get older, you unlearn all the bullshit they taught you when you was a kid. Like, oh, that's not really true, and it's not really how it is.
Nah, that's real.
But I'm starting to realize, dog, when I watch those white terrorist videos, there's nigga, you gotta understand these are doctors, some politicians, professionals, business owners, school teachers, police officers, firemen that are getting arrested for that was a part of this. When you watch the video, you would think all of these motherfuckers was from the backwoods somewhere, nigga, in the middle of nowhere, nigga, and didn't have cable TV. Right. Like, these motherfuckers sounded so archaic and ignorant. Like, the shit that they was yelling, I'm like, bro, you really believe you're about to go to prison for 20 years because you broke into Nancy Pelosi's desk because you believe the shit that they was telling you on Fox News.
Because you wanted to sit down and take pictures.
When if you read the fine print, Fox News is an entertainment organization.
And like, hold on, let's talk about how quick Fox News turned on all of them.
Look how Trump turned on. Cause nigga, look, Trump could have been like, nigga, Trump dead ass could have been like, I'm pardoning everybody. He could have did that.
Didn't do none of that.
And they said he thought about it. And his people was just like, yo, nigga, you're not touching that shit. Like that, like you got enough problems. And he was like, oh yeah, you worry, I gotta worry about myself and my kids. Cause they were saying like, if you do that, remember, you're going to have to negotiate with these same people potentially when they come to bring your kids up on charges for all the illegal shit they've done. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't want to piss them off even more when you know you're going to have to.
Hold on. And then let's talk about, well, we're talking about pardoning motherfuckers. Ooh, wee. When I heard this nigga pardon Kodak and Wayne.
Bro, I'm not even going to lie to you.
Now, I don't want nobody.
See, we wasn't recording. We didn't say it on camera, but we talked about that.
I don't want none of our people in prison. Don't get it twisted. I'm.
Hey, wait, hold on. No. Hold on. I can't let you get that off. At 36 years old, 37-year-old Akeem, I'm okay with that. Some of you niggas need to be in prison, bro. Some of you niggas don't deserve, nigga, to share space with me and my loved ones. Nigga,
are you talking about like just super dirtbag like murder niggas?
That's all I'm saying. Like black, our culture has to I know our culture. We get the short end of the stick, and it's fuck the laws, it's fuck 12 because they against us.
Right.
But nigga, every black person don't deserve that. Some of you rat bastard ass niggas need to be in prison because you ain't shit, nigga, and you ain't trustworthy. And you don't honor yourself or your community. So I can't trust you, nigga, around my little brother or my mother. I can't trust you to not try to rob my dukes. Nigga, I can't trust you to not try to shoot my nigga Drake because he rolling in a foreign, nigga, getting some gas. I can't trust you niggas. So fuck you niggas, go to jail.
Okay.
Because everybody with my skin folk, I'm learning, ain't my kin folk. Just like them cracker ass niggas that was out there, nigga, screaming Trump, nigga, and about to go to jail.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's what I mean by that.
I feel that. But the people that he pardoned.
That's old Keem talking.
The people that he pardoned, I'm all right with that.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, fam, hold on.
I'm all right.
I'm glad you about to say that. Look, okay,
I'm
so
all right
look.
with that.
Remember,
but I'm just like, I hate them last minute grabs to try and be like, I fuck with black people.
No, but you know what?
You pardoned Kodak.
That's not really what it was. That's not what it was.
That's
not what it was. I thought it was that, and then I researched this shit because I was like, damn. It was just It wasn't bothering me, but it fucked with me. You know, I be following politics. And I was like, nigga,
right?
Trump really I'm like, this shit is crazy. Now, it wasn't to me just Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. Now, I gotta be transparent because I don't think we was on when this shit happened.
Well, nah, we wasn't.
We was talking about it, and you know, your boy was shitting on Wayne. And I said, the only way I'm not mad at Lil Wayne is if nigga this is because he's trying to get a pardon for that case he checked.
Yeah,
so when he got the pardon, I didn't. But I still, when I said that, nigga, I didn't think. Though you gotta understand, I was just throwing some shit at the wall.
Yeah, but nah, it's stuck.
I literally was just throwing some shit at the wall because I fuck with Weezy. It was like,
it's stuck.
Let me throw some shit at the wall and see if it stick. Because I'm like, nigga, that's the only thing that would make sense to me. Because Lil Wayne ain't dumb. He's highly intelligent.
He's not dumb.
So I thought to myself, like, the only way he would do this and come out and take that awkward ass picture is if later on down the road when he go to court for that federal shit that a lot of people wasn't talking about, like nigga, because he's facing 10 years in a pen.
Right.
If you Wayne, I don't want nobody to do 10 years, but like,
And the fucked up part about that, Wayne would have got that 10 years because he got priors.
Because he already had priors. He already had a calendar.
So I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad
at
who he pardoned.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
And I'm like, okay, I never looked at it from your side. No, but
this is what made me look into it.
That's like, okay.
This is what made me like really like research some of that shit. Is okay, the Lil Wayne situation, and then nigga, after what happened with God Bless the Dead, nigga. When Nipsey Hussle was taken from us and Kodak said the dumb shit he said, being an older nigga that don't really listen to Kodak anyway, I was like, fuck that little nigga, right?
I was too.
So now he goes to prison. I ain't shed no tears over that, nigga. He's a dummy, right? That's what I was thinking. Like, fuck the nigga. Even though I don't wish prison on nobody, right?
But okay,
but hold on, let me say this.
Hold on, wait. But I do gotta cut you off real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm almost like, nigga, when you're that rich and you're getting that much money, I'm so sick of that being the cycle. Like, why are we still doing dumb shit?
I concur.
When we got this bread, like,
because the way he went to prison was corny to me.
Dog, like, why are we still on this
that shit was corny to me, and I don't feel bad for you for doing going some to stupid jail shit like that while you winning. But
like here's the only one like case that was
no. Before you go there, don't take me. I don't want to miss my spot. I don't want to forget and shit. The nigga, when I seen the nigga Kodak come out and tweet from prison, Mr. Trump, please give me a pardon. I thought I had just read some of the shit, and I was just like, man, but it was speculation. They couldn't prove it, but it was some insiders and shit speculating that, there's no law that says that you can't do this. No one's ever done it before, but there's people in the Trump administration actively soliciting buyers of pardons. They're going it for $2 million. Like, they literally was out putting it out there like, yo, if you got $2 million, we'll pardon you. Nigga, just on the way out, we about to get this bread. And it's not technically, I guess that shit there's no law against it.
Right.
It just looked bad. But nigga, I'm not gonna be a double standard ass nigga because I'm more liberal thinking. But I remember when Bill Clinton pardoned Noriega, and I thought to myself, why would he pardon the cocaine kingpin, nigga, when he just had the whole war against drugs, nigga? Like, why would he pardon him? You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, bro. It's one of them things, man. Like, the shit is shady on both sides, but there's levels to the shady. And I hate when motherfuckers be trying to act like, oh, they're all the same. Like, nigga, they're not. There's not a Democratic president, nigga, in the last fucking 20 years that could have did half the shit that Trump did, nigga, without the whole country trip. They impeached Bill Clinton for getting some pussy and lying about it in front of his wife. Now let's think about it in real time. You're asking me if I got some pussy in front of my wife. I think every man, even the man that's going to come out eventually and be like, damn, love, I fucked up. I need counsel, whatever, right?
Right.
The first reaction, nigga, like, nah, I didn't do that shit. Fuck you talking about? I ain't never had no intercourse with that girl. And they really vilified the same motherfuckers that's defending Trump.
He got impeached for lying.
Dog, the same people that's defending Trump. It's not even about what you lying, because it's like, nigga, if you lied about why we going to war, impeach your ass.
Yeah, but you lied about getting your dick sucked to get some pussy.
Your first, bro.
That's always your first instinct.
Let's take it off of men. Any woman in the world that's ever cheated on her husband, the first time he confronted her, nigga, she lied. Like, no, honey, what are you talking about? That's not.
Until she got caught.
Right? And then when she realized the jig was up, nigga, okay, fuck. Nigga, I fucked him. Right? So I'm like, that's just humanistic. Now that I'm grown and I think back to that, I'll be like, bro, these two things ain't the same. And I heard a motherfucker on TV like, oh, well, Bill Clinton was impeached. And I'm just like, but nigga, he wasn't
not
impeached.
For the same shit.
He wasn't impeached twice, first off. And he wasn't impeached for shit that was like, that niggas go to prison for.
Yeah.
The only reason why he's not going to prison is because he's a president and y'all, you're not going to sit, what you going to do about it? He the president. But you getting it, dog. And when I hear the Democrats like, oh, we won because he's just going to be recorded in history, I'm like, I don't know if they realize, and this is where good-hearted white people have to stop lying. Nigga, white people are the biggest liars of history. So, like, you think that we trust white history book writers, nigga, to write in that Trump was a bad guy?
Yeah, right.
That nigga's going to be a hero just like George Bush is.
I cannot wait
Just like all
to
of these niggas
see
is heroes.
What Donald Trump
Think
is
about
written
this,
in
fam.
a history
This is what we
book
gotta talk
as,
about.
bro.
I know what it. I know
cannot
what
wait.
it's gonna be. You know why I know it's gonna be, fam? It's because I got kicked out of school, class like once before, nigga, as a kid, because I refused to take part. Nigga, I was like 6th grade, but I refused, nigga. Like, I'm not writing anything good about fucking George Washington. I'm black. I knew better, nigga. Like, wait, nigga, I would be a slave if he was here. You want me, bitch? You want me, Miss White Lady, that's supposed to teach me and make me love myself? You want me to write like basically in a sense a love letter to fucking one of the former presidents? When I was in the 6th grade, there was no good there was no former presidents that I should be writing a love letter for. That shit didn't happen. Maybe till Clinton, Obama, nigga, like ish, nigga. And I would say
do you
Obama.
know what? Do you know what? I never had brought that memory up in my life, but I do remember writing a fucking
Come on,
letter
bro.
to some. I don't remember
Fam.
what president it was.
But I guarantee you that motherfucker would have lynched your ass, nigga, if you was alive with him. Like,
nigga,
Like, fam,
wait.
see, that's the thing about our country. We have to like get to a middle ground on this shit. Like, white people can't be offended when a black person say "suck my dick" to the national anthem, when white people are ignorant and don't even know that the national anthem is singing about lynching us, nigga, and the fact that we will never be freed from slavery.
Hey, do you know what's crazy as shit?
Fuck a national anthem. My family, we've never honored that.
In the Madden, remember I was
Right.
playing it? So one of the
Yeah.
celebrations is a solidarity celebration, and it's the fist. And I'm like, you
Hey,
know
no, you niggas
what?
ain't gonna do us like that.
I'm like,
Fam,
you know
fuck
what?
y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna turn the fist. See, this the thing too, bro.
And the knee. And you take
Fuck
one of the
that,
knee
man.
to it's the
Man,
Kaepernick
fuck
knee
that,
with-
bro. And that's the thing I be saying, like, y'all not gonna jump on this shit, nigga, and make a revolutionaries and shit like that, nigga, like a
Bro.
fag, nigga, or like a character. Like, nah, man. Nah.
Did you say a fad?
A fad. Like it's just something cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something to do. Because remember we was talking? Like, it was a time when, like, to be woke was a term that was in our culture that it meant that you was, like, not a clown, not a buffoon ass
But now
nigga.
being woke is
Now
some
being woke
clownish
is
shit.
now they made it clownish. Like,
It's some clownish.
I was
buffoon
listening to
shit.
Joe Rogan once, and I respect Joe Rogan's intellect and his personability. So, like, when I heard him, and it was a group of white men, and they was chilling, smoking, and they was talking about how annoyed they were with woke culture. So when I first heard that, my ears perked up because I'm thinking about what it derives from. Like, how the fuck you white men gonna be annoyed at black people learning their history and doing for themselves and their culture? Because that's what it means to be woke.
Right.
But then as they started explaining it, they started describing, like, people that were assholes. Like, what's the black girl that everybody hate, nigga? Candace Owens. They was describing her as woke, and I was like, that bitch ain't
That bitch
woke.
is
She
very
sleep as a motherfucker,
sleep.
right? So when I realized that they took that and, like, kind of made it a thing, I was like, oh, that's just like bling bling. Like, nigga, that first, that was some buffoonish, ignorant shit to say.
Yeah.
And now, nigga, it's mainstream.
Not anymore though.
Like,
That you say bling bling, you
listen
the
to me.
most
No,
cornballest
listen,
nigga
but
ever.
the fact that it can be cornball, like that, like all the shit that we grow up saying in projects, nigga.
Oh, yeah, it
that
became
people that people
cornball
try
shit.
to correct us for.
It became
and they
cornball shit.
down our intellect because we use these words. Give it a few months, you'll see that shit on a T-shirt in Walmart.
Yo, son.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is the wildest
It'll be on a
shit.
T-shirt in
So
Walmart
this
in no
is
time,
like,
nigga.
This is like, okay. This is how crazy, like, how much people love American culture. So I'm playing the video game the other day, right? With some New York niggas.
Right.
And we're chopping up. He's like, and I'm like, I'm in Vegas. Like, you sound like East Coast. And I was like, I'm from Detroit. I was like, that's how I talk. And so one of the niggas was like, oh yeah, I'm from Trinidad. I live in Trinidad. I'm like, why you sound like you're from New York? He's like, oh, I just pick up accents. I was like, so you just, I was like, is that culture vulture though? Because he's Trinidadian.
The reason why I would say this is why it's a thin line. And that's a beautiful question, dog. Shout out to Dre for the question. That's a fucking great topic. Look, the reason why
he's
I would say
Trinidadian, he's from our blood. He's from our ancestry.
and I would say this too, though.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you're biting a whole.
No. This is what I'm gonna say.
But I asked him, you ever been in New York? He's like, no. He just plays on the game with these New York niggas so much.
Right.
That's how I'm like.
But I promise you, if you go to Jamaica
right.
for 8 months, nigga, you're gonna come back talking a little Jamaican.
But he's
And
never been
but,
to America, son.
But if you ever was just like, okay, if you just had the same situation as him, where you were isolated, you're not isolated culturally.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like in an island, you mastered that culture, and you're like literally longing for other cultures, like in other freedoms.
I don't
You
know,
look up
because
to
when I
shit.
moved from Detroit to Reno, I never longed
Reno's not a cultured place.
for West Coast anything. Like,
But nigga,
I didn't.
and going to Reno doesn't really give you the necessarily like a nigga from like Los Angeles would tell you that Reno ain't the West Coast. They would argue with that.
Do you know what blew my mind? Like, now that I'm in Vegas, going
the
from
West, I guess,
going from big city to small city to big city again.
Mhm.
Reno doesn't have a lot of, like, really, it doesn't have a lot of big city anything to try and call itself the biggest little city in the world.
That's why
you
really,
here's the thing. I'm like, every little store out here, they sell Lucy's. Now, if you don't know what a Lucy is, it's a loose cigarette. You can go to a store and buy a cigarette. It ain't gonna be the cigarette you want. It's gonna be whatever pack they open
shit
that
gonna
day.
Be from fucking nigga Istanbul, nigga.
But I'm like, in Reno, there's no store that has Lucy's.
Nah, nigga, it is. It was a store by. Remember the store? It was that. Remember? No, it's one store.
Is there?
For sure.
Because I
nigga,
swear to God, I never, in the whole time I smoked cigarettes, knew the Lucy's.
I'm gonna remind you. You're the reason why I know this, nigga. I'm gonna remind you. You just remember my old apartment downtown?
Mm-hmm.
One night, nigga, after one of our shows, we walked over to remember that corner store. I was cool with the Indian dude that owned the store.
Mm-hmm.
I was chopping it up with him, nigga. Remember they had them soups, nigga, like them East Coast soup. I was like, nigga, it's this little spot. It's a long time ago, fam. But we walked through
Dog,
there.
you know what? You know what's fucked up? I needed to cut you off because I'll forget this. I don't remember a lot of our DJ nights.
I get it. That was a long time ago, fam. I get it.
But I remember a lot of shit. But
nigga, there's a lot of shit that happened.
You remind me that we ever had a DJ adventure, nigga.
But peep this shit, nigga. Like, yeah, this is early in your shit though. This is way back in the day. This is early, nigga. Like, so.
This was
early, fam.
God,
you know what I'm saying? So it's funny, bro, because I remember
you've been in Vegas how long now?
Almost 10.
Yeah, so
right. That's what I'm saying. So like, nigga, time go, right?
Yeah.
So son, like you the one called it out. You was just like, because a nigga had walked in and he gave him a 3-pack of Lucy's, and you stopped and went, do. Yeah, man. This live shit, nigga. And we're back. I don't think we ever left, nigga. Maybe we did.
Well, no, I've been having sorry about that, live stream viewers. I've been having fucking issues with my cocks. Pause.
Hey, no, listen to me. Hold on.
Hold on. Before,
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, son, you got to pause.
That's the cable company that's out here, COX.
Right,
okay. So I've been having a problem with the internet for the last couple days.
No, not just you. Cox sucks, fam. And over here is the only one that you could get. Like their internet is like that, fam. Like in all of Northtown, you can only get Cox, nigga. There's about 15 other companies, nigga, on the other side of town where the shit crispy at, nigga. I'm like, fam, what is Cox? You can't even do no illegal streaming. They'll send the shit to you on the bill
But I can't.
Watch this movie that's illegal, and
but I
have
can't be mad at Cox.
Fuck
Pause.
them niggas. Pause.
I fucking hate that name.
COX, nigga. We gonna call it COX.
I hate COX because I love COX because nigga, I download video games in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the shit crispy.
That shit.
When
Woo,
when it's on, it's crispy, bro. You right. When it's on, it's crispy.
That shit be downloading games like we in there. So I can't.
Oh, bro, you gotta come out of the crib. You ain't seen the new projector. New projector is crazy.
I can't hate on COX for that. But my internet has been really fucking acting up the last like few days, bro.
And remember that windstorm and shit they just had? I think that had something to do with it.
But it's like, quit bringing it back online if you can't keep the motherfucker online. Like, I'll be out of service for a couple of days, but nigga, I'll be streaming and shit. Stream done. I gotta wait a couple hours, come back.
Right.
Like, that shit fucks up the viewers and all that shit. This is different. This works out way different. But okay, so back, Lucy's, yep, fucking, but or fucking plexiglass. We don't have it here either. Plexiglass at the stores.
There's a couple here.
You gotta go deep in the hood for those.
Nah, nigga, it's funny because like at the dog, yeah, I'm gonna show you something, nigga. I'm gonna show you a couple of. No, actually, I'm gonna show you one. And you know what this funny thing is that pissed me off about it? It's mad unnecessary, fam. It's like other stores that don't got it. That's right next to it. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Like, nigga, why are they gonna
rob
you?
Why niggas is coming in here? Maybe y'all got robbed before. Get over it, my nigga. Like, now you got everybody going through this window. Hey, and I remember the nigga had an attitude. I was sending son all over the store. Like, nah, man, I don't want those. Hey, man, go give me a Sprite, nigga. Like, nigga, you want to be over here, nigga? Like, nah, give me a Sprite, man. Like, nah, I don't want that. That's not a Sprite. Like,
right. Dog,
that's a Sierra Mist, nigga. Give me a Sprite.
Back into the shit we're talking about. So, remember I said about Joe Biden, and I was like, it depends on what y'all do when you first get in there. So you talk all this racial reform and all this shit you're talking sounds so lovely.
I don't even know what that is, bro.
But execute it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is why I don't like terminology like that.
But execute.
No, you're right. I agree with you. But hear me out on this part. It's like the war on drugs and the war on terror. The reason why Republicans are fucking tricksters for using those terminologies is, nigga, it's like saying I'm gonna start a war on dirty sneakers, nigga. I'm gonna start a war on dirty hill bitches at the nightclub. Right. Nigga, you'll never finish that war. Like that, there's no end in sight.
No.
So it's a way for them, like for the companies that benefit from those wars, like the drug companies, the dares, all the after school programs. DARE was the most useless shit. It taught everybody how to do drugs. It taught everybody about drugs, nigga. It made
more drug addicts.
I didn't even know what weed looked like, nigga. My mama did a good job of sheltering me from all the drugs in my neighborhood. Went to DARE and was like, hey, man, I know what crack look like.
Right, like I know
that's crack
all
right there.
Shit.
Oh, so that's what you was sweeping up on the court before I could hoop. That's
like
crack
this
vials.
is your brain and this is your brain on drugs. Why do I need to know?
I wasn't even thinking about that, fam. I was just trying to watch tunes, nigga. Saturday morning cartoons. You niggas telling me what my
it was way more a detriment than it was any type of fucking help. That shit was just retarded.
Hey, you know what's funny, fam? If you ask kids from a certain demographic, they don't even know what you're talking about when you say DARE. That shit wasn't in every school.
Because you motherfuckers finally wised up and got rid of that.
No, I'm talking about from the rip, from the outset. There was only in inner city and low impoverished areas. Like suburban ass kids didn't go to a DARE program. Like, nigga, what the fuck you mean? You gonna show my kids what crack look like? Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Their parents would never let that shit happen. PTA after school wasn't going down like that. Like, nigga, hold on. Yeah, I remember. I always thought that shit, nigga.
But I need all this prison reform. I need the war on drugs. I need all them bills you're talking about or taking them away. I need all that shit you're talking. It sounds great.
Yeah, first off, get this.
And we're only a month into your. And
he been signing the hella shit. He been getting in.
You're only a month in your presidency. I'm not giving you criticism right now. I like what you're talking about right now. I just hope over these 4 years. Y'all execute.
You know the one thing I'm worried about with the Joe Biden and Kamala and the Democrats having power for these next 2 years?
They could do whatever they want, essentially.
Nope, that's not it. I wish they would, because the country agrees with them.
Right.
The thing is, for the last 30, 40 years, this country has been Democratic. Even Republican voting people, if you catch them in polls and shit like that, nigga, they are okay with all the Democratic like ideals and shit. Like, it's just the propaganda and the divisiveness that goes into it to where people get all the misinformation and shit. But I'm not caping for any person, any side. All I'm saying is, nigga, this country overwhelmingly thinks more liberal and is more. The country overwhelmingly don't give a fuck about who gets married.
Right.
The country overwhelmingly don't give a fuck about your religious beliefs. The country overwhelmingly thinks that it's a woman's decision to decide if she's having an abortion or not, whether they agree with the shit or not. My kids ain't having no abortion. I'm going to raise my daughters not to have abortions because we don't agree with that. I don't give a fuck if your daughter do, nigga, if you're okay with it. What's wrong with that? The thing is, it's a slave owner's mentality, nigga, for a group of old 75-year-old plus white men, nigga, to decide what an 18-year-old woman is gonna do with her fucking body, nigga.
Right.
Who the fuck are you? There's women that need to have abortions, nigga, to save their fucking life, and they got other kids to take care of. You telling me that the bitch got to have an abortion? Excuse my language, nigga. Just because, nigga, because some older white men don't think that she should. Fuck you, nigga. Go die somewhere. You're rich already.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't think your ass should be an over 55-year-old politician. Over 60, nigga. That's the cutoff age.
60.
Because nigga, Dr. J still was dunking at 60. I seen the video.
Right.
So if you can still dunk a basketball, nigga, you can definitely be in Congress, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're sharp enough to be in Congress, nigga. Physically. That shit's crazy to me, though, dog. Like, we really gotta, like, do... Like, the country needs a revolution in that way.
Right.
Fuck all of, like... Not fuck it, but, like, you know, I hope we don't ever have to come to a revolution on some race shit. But... We at least need a revolution on some, like, on the way our country is ran.
Right.
Like, who made this shit up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, they fuck. I mean, it's kind of wild. That's why I get annoyed when they be talking about other countries and how. Cause I'm like, I've been. When you traveled internationally, you realize how stressed out Americans is, nigga.
You know,
we stressed out here, nigga.
Let me say this before I forget. We called on y'all on this platform to vote.
Facts.
We did it every episode, and y'all did that.
Shout out to y'all.
Y'all fucking did that. I mean, I voted, he voted, but y'all did that.
Shout out to the shit talkers out there.
We voted. We have more voters in history than any fucking election this time. Because enough people understood what the fuck we were voting against.
Mm-hmm.
We're voting against just straight evil. That's an evil person. And for anybody to feel that he's not, it makes you insanely evil as well. It makes me worried about you.
He also exposed the inner workings of an evil component of our government. That some of us, because of what we go through, we understood that. Mm-hmm. And others, you know what I'm saying, they never, you know, people will just put it off like, oh, that's in your head. That's not really the real. You know what I'm saying? That's just give you all these excuses. You know what I'm saying? But now you're starting to see that. Because one thing I realized, I start seeing like Republicans that I've seen argue like Republican like ideals on TV my whole adult life. I seen them motherfuckers like, no, I'm voting to impeach on. It was shocking me. Some of the 7 people that did vote is a shock.
Right. Like
the Republicans is one of the toughest gangs nigga in the country. Nigga, they always lockstep and key. Them niggas is organized. Like if they decide nigga that the moon is purple, nigga, like they just all rocking with it. Nah, that shit purple. It looks purple. It looks purple to me. I'm sorry. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they all come up. Them niggas knew that this nigga did some unconstitutional shit. It was just like, I don't know the Constitution. I'm not sure if it means this or it means that. So, you know, like this motherfucker. And they supposed to be the country of like fiscal responsibility. Shout out to Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney came out and was like, yo, we got to stop lying.
But here, like,
we got to stop being the company, the party that says, hey, we're spending too much money. We're the party of fiscal responsibility. But then we spend trillions of dollars on war, spend trillions of dollars on giving tax cuts to the richest Americans. Oh, now we lost and the poor people is in power. Oh, we can't spend enough money on that. It's too much to give people health care. It's too much. We can't afford to give people free college. Oh, we can't afford to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always taken from the poor. A Republican gets in office and be like, oh, I can balance the budget. Whatever we're doing for poor people, let's stop it.
I told you that my college debt got wiped out. I don't know how. I don't know what happened. But my college debt is gone off my credit report.
Hey, my nigga, shout out to you, bro, because fuck them niggas.
Maybe it's just a trickle down.
Fuck them niggas. Hey,
but
is your school still accredited?
Huh?
Is the school that you went to still accredited?
It might not be,
because that's another thing with some of those type of schools. Like if they lose accreditation, they can't collect debt.
Okay. So
that's probably why that could have been it too.
But this will be probably the last episode you ever hear us speak of Donald Trump ever again, because he gone now.
Nah.
I'm gonna talk about this nigga.
Shit, That nigga's about to be in court case after court case after court case.
I'm still not talking about it until he goes to prison on one.
Nigga, I'm talking when he has to go to this for this rape case, nigga. We talking about that.
What else you gotta talk about me?
Let me get to this list, man, because I was over here following us.
Man, it's crazy to be back. Like it's been a long time.
Niggas growing restless.
And it's crazy to be back with a whole new, like, it's not like we came back with the same boring setup. It wasn't boring, but with the same setup.
It's all about evolution.
It's not that we came back with the same,
niggas
like,
see what
concept
it is.
now. Like, we live with this shit.
Hey, see what it is. Let's see, man. What else do we want to go into?
That bum-ass Super Bowl. Let's actually...
we go over the sports for a minute, nigga. Talk about that Super Bowl. Now, in full disclosure...
No, you know what? Hold on. No, I
didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I got something else I want to talk about. I'm sorry. I got something else. Now, okay, I'm gonna talk about it. But Valentine's Day just passed.
Facts.
Right. I have never been a fan or understood Valentine's Day. I'm not a Scrooge about it. I have celebrated it when the woman I'm with that wants to celebrate it. The one I'm with now, we don't celebrate it.
Every day.
Motherfuckers that like celebrate it with your kids. I'm like, this shit's crazy. Like, why? What is so special about Valentine's Day? What is this? Why is there this special day I'm supposed to show you I love you when I'm supposed to show you this shit every day of the week anyway? Why am I supposed to do extra shit this day to show that I love and appreciate you? If I'm not showing you that every day and you're just waiting for this one day a year to be blessed with it, it's a fundamental issue, ain't it?
Yeah, I think that like a lot of things, bro, capitalism gets in the way, and the true meaning. There's not. I mean, honestly, bro, maybe I sound like I'm single right now, so maybe I will sound like a Scrooge about it, but I mean, fam. Valentine's Day is just a stimulus package for the government, for big corporations, nigga. Like, I be watching the commercials where they got a new fucking $80,000 car with a bow on it. Get her this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shit irks the fuck out of me.
Like,
now, if
he went to Jared. Like, nigga, it's a fucking 4-carat rock. I'm like, man, what if you just cooked dinner for her and gave her some good dick?
If
nigga?
I ever lived on a block where my neighbor brought home like a fucking new car for his wife, and I was with somebody who looked at me and was like, oh, I wish I might go punch son next door. Like how fucking, nigga, really now I gotta go. That's what we doing?
Like,
that's what we doing, dog? Like, what the all right, bro. I see you,
but
nigga.
It is. That's the world, man. That's the way it should be. Like,
now that brings me to my next point.
It becomes a competition.
Now this brings me to my next point, because women expect, not all, most majority women expect if they're in a relationship that something should go down on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you're right. It's just like they made it to where you're a bad parent if you don't get your kid nothing for Christmas.
B. Simone just recently got drugged for some shit she said. Did you see what she said?
No, what she said?
She said, you want a man with a six-pack, a job, a house, this and that, loves his family orientated. She said, bitch, half of y'all ain't fucking talked to your mom in 6 years. You want somebody family oriented. You want a nigga with a six-pack, you ain't been to the gym
nigga.
in years. You want a nigga with nice teeth, bitch, you ain't been to the dentist ever. You want a man with a job, you ain't put in one application. You don't remember the last time you even put in an application. And I'm like, okay, applaud you for that shit. Like, how are you dragging this woman because she's telling you, how the fuck do you expect this shit when you don't have a quarter of this shit to offer the man? And we see this in everyday society. We see this all the time.
You know what it is? It's who is she talking to?
Women.
No, I get it, but like which women? Because nigga, your woman's not like that. Like the women I deal with aren't particularly like that. I know women like that.
About, like,
I know who she's talking about. But I think that like where it becomes a situation, it's like I get it. To me, it's like if a nigga like Future or a nigga like Drake came out and was like, if a nigga can't buy you a Birkin, he a lame nigga, right? Now, I could jump and be my feeling and be like, yo, nigga, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I work, I do that. Like, a nigga, he's not talking to me. Like, he ain't talking to me. So I'm looking at the women that's getting mad at B. Simone. Like,
But
nigga,
I don't think. But here's the thing.
If you're
I don't.
offended
No,
by
no,
that,
no,
she's
no,
not
no,
talking
no,
to you.
no. My thing is, people probably dragging her, and I gotta look into it. It's probably the women who are successful and the ones she's not talking about aren't on Instagram following B. Simone, watching what the fuck she does, giving a fuck about
And
what
if
she
they
talks
are,
about.
when they hear her say that, nigga, they
They
chuckle and keep scrolling. Nigga, that's my point.
And go get in a Ferrari or they Benz
That's my
or they
point.
fucking
Like,
or
bitch,
they
if you want,
go in they pool in
I'm
they
not
backyard,
competing
nigga.
with Drake, nigga.
Right.
Like, it's just, you know, I like the nigga music, like, but if you really think that that's what it is, it's about, like, nigga, have fun.
Have fun.
You feel me? Let me hit one time, though. That's all. Like,
Dog, the OnlyFans shit is really
I know that shit
getting
gets you, nigga.
out of
Hey,
hand.
but I gotta give you your credit though, cause nigga, when you first started talking about that shit, I thought you was bugging, but like,
no,
son, I be getting
getting
messages from bitches that I don't
out
know,
of
nigga. Bitch
hand.
playing with her pussy, nigga, and then like still hit me with the owner fan, like nigga. I'm like, bitch, I didn't need a sample, and I'm not paying you $5
and then
to watch you play with
I
your
can't.
pussy, nigga. I just can't do that. Like, it don't make sense. Like, there's free porn.
you thought I was wilding, but dog, I
Bro,
was
you can go to
not
a free. Do these
wilding.
bitches not know that niggas go to a free porn site, nigga? If I wanted to jack off for 15 minutes, then I go in the bathroom, nigga, go to my phone.
Dog, I've been watching it so long. Do you
HD,
know what,
nigga, 4K
do you
cameras.
want to know what their rebuttal to what you? There's a rebuttal to that exact statement. Do you want to know what it is?
What is it?
It's not personal. You can't chat with that person right when they're doing
I don't
it
chat with
and
no bitch. Nigga, bitch, I'm not a chatter. Man, come on, fam. Like, let's just be real. Like, if this Facebook shit didn't, like, that's why Mark Zuckerberg is a genius, because he got niggas like me on the internet that didn't. My nigga was just in my inbox mad at me because I don't got an iPhone and was like, remember when I told you to get on social media? Shout out to my nigga DA. Like, my nigga Young Fly Kid YOLO, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of right, but he used to get on me like, nigga, you don't be on the internet at all. Like, I was really, 80s
Right.
baby, nigga. Like, nigga, Facebook, I'm going to do that. Like, nigga, I ain't never had a MySpace. Like, I was just, at a certain age, I just didn't have one. Like, this nigga made me a MySpace, and I never got on it. And then he made me a Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And then the Facebook shit started popping because all my cousins from New York, and nigga, I was back home. I was like, it made my world smaller.
So,
like, but, hey, man. I'm not gonna be a nigga
what fucks
chatting.
me up. Here's what fucks me up.
Hey, yeah,
Have
what
you
I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to
seen?
do, type tour? Yeah, play with it.
Have you seen? That's
Fuck
the
outta here.
shit that it is. It's
Nigga.
that type shit.
But by the time I'm doing that, my dick ain't hard. I'm gonna go watch this game. I'm gonna go cook this dinner, nigga. I'm gonna go work on this stock portfolio, work on this company we're running. Like, it's a lot of shit I gotta do.
Hey, here's the thing. It's like, all right,
They wildin'.
wildin'.
Now, I get the celebrity chicks doing the OnlyFans because it's like, nigga, I might pay $11 to see Nicki Minaj's pussy. Like, nigga.
I'm not paying nothing for none of that. But here's the thing. Here, case in point, dog. It's gonna. Have you been on the ATS Instagram?
Yeah.
Every female that follows or that we follow.
They think we just. I guess they think we just sponsoring. You right.
It's
Them
all,
bitches think we just sponsoring
it's
motherfucking
all-
OnlyFans on our shit.
dog, it's all-
Like, nah, nigga.
OnlyFans, and it's not on purpose. I don't know how we keep
Bro, this shit's
intertwined with
funny,
these
man.
bitches.
Hey, cause I seen this one chick with the OnlyFans, bro. She hit me about the shit, and she was like aggressive, right?
Oh,
I
they're
and
super
you know
aggressive.
my personality. My personality personally, I don't really make fun of a lot of people.
You
But
st-
fam, nigga,
got on her.
dog, I just hit her back. I was like, well, what makes you think that that your OnlyFans material, like, what, like, they don't have a standard? Like,
They
that,
don't.
nigga,
No,
like,
there's no. You apply, you get approved, and you start doing your thing.
But first off, the little like video she sent was her kind of like moving around and shit. I'm like, bro, you look like you've never ever wore lingerie and danced before in your life. Like, and so I'm just supposed to be a nigga because I got a dick. I'm supposed to, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing right now, and grab my phone, nigga, and let me go to my account, nigga, and get you some money real quick so you can do this awkward ass video you sent me. Bitch, if you don't
when
go
there
practice,
are
if you don't go
millions
practice, like the thing is
of
like,
porno
nigga,
videos out there
they need to know this.
for no
To
money.
all the women that's on OnlyFans, you can go to X videos or Pornhub and select OnlyFans, nigga.
And see most of y'all
and see
OnlyFans.
bad bitches that already do Pornhub, nigga, that also stepped in y'all lane and do OnlyFans, nigga, and do
So
that.
there's one
your personable experience.
There's one. I'm gonna admit this. There's
That's
one.
if I ever chatted with a bitch that was playing with her pussy. Like, nigga, why would I chat? She's playing with her pussy.
Twitter the same way. If you go on their Twitters, it's just there. Dog, it's getting out of hand.
That shit's nuts, man. That's nuts,
It's
bro.
getting out of hand, bro. Just whoo. All right.
Man, we ain't gonna never get off this OnlyFans shit. This shit crazy, man.
It's just dog. It doesn't go away. It's just OnlyFans. Go to my OnlyFans.
That shit wild, dog. Yeah, this shit's crazy, nigga. Like, they with it, man. Like, hey, more power to them.
Nah, get your money, but just leave me the fuck alone. Stop,
bro, like,
leave me alone.
They need to have like an OnlyFans block. Like, this person
for real.
is an OnlyFans
If there's
subscriber.
OnlyFans in your
Like,
fucking
nigga, I've never just been on the website. Like, bitch, get out my inbox. No, cause I'll be in the middle of a conversation, nigga. And like, I be getting clips with bitches playing with their pussy, nigga, sucking dick, nigga, and then it just be like, go to my OnlyFans for more. Like, wait.
That's what it is. That's how they plan to get you. It's like, cool, here's a sample. Hopefully you gonna come, bitch. I'm not giving you a dime.
That's crazy.
Oh, dog, I'm all right. You know what? I'm from today on. I'm gonna try and not talk about OnlyFans anymore, dog. But damn,
I ain't even mad at you, bro. I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, yo, this nigga ain't lying, man. These niggas, they getting a little ridiculous with this shit now. All right, let me see. What's up with the Super Bowl, man? You watched a little bit of it. I know we a little late.
Right, so
I really didn't.
Shout out to Brady for getting his 7th chip. But why is it every time, like, okay, Patrick Mahomes, my nigga, you're not the first quarterback to crumble playing this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the list of 7 that have.
And I'm not gonna lie, Brady has had a string of lucky ass. Like, I'm not taking away from none of his greatness.
No, but here's the thing, like,
but,
how
a lot of shit happens for him to win Super Bowl.
how does Kansas City have such a great season, and these niggas just choke? Because there's no other word for it. They choked against Brady. You're talking about a nigga who really.
What was the score?
It was like 30-something to 6.
That's crazy. And Kansas.
31-9.
And Kansas scores a lot, don't they?
Dog, okay, let's look at Kansas.
I thought they was like a high-powered offense.
It's a 14-2 team versus 11-5 team, dog. Yeah, Kansas City scores. They've never been held under 20 points all season.
Damn, niggas ain't even
And
scored a touchdown.
you go to the playoff, to the Super Bowl. Fuck the playoffs. You go to the Super Bowl, and you get whooped, choke. Like, niggas put you in a headlock just for all game.
Yeah, man. I seen like the report. I heard that, like, you know, okay, I noticed that they said Pat Mahomes had surgery immediately after the game. So I don't know if he got hurt in the game or before he was hurt, before playing hurt. And then one of the things I thought about was I seen the shit that was going on with Andy Reid's son, and I know about his other son killing himself. And then, like, you know, this son works for the team, and basically then hit a little girl that's 5.
And let's talk about that too. It's like bro, like,
I know that gotta affect niggas like your gaming.
I get it, but motherfuckers gotta be just smarter. Like, how the fuck? Why are we like?
It's privilege.
I mean,
bro.
I don't drink alcohol, so I guess I don't get
It's
it.
privilege, bro.
What the fuck are we just that drunk driving?
It's privilege, man. It's
Like-
the fact that my dad, whatever city you lived in, your dad was the head coach of the football team.
Do you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy?
You got
though?
away with this shit several times.
But here's the thing.
And
Do you
then
know
this
what's
time, nigga, it just came back to bust you in the ass.
Here's what's
Pause.
crazy is Andy Reid don't have enough money to get him out of this.
Nah.
Andy Reid's only worth $20 million. You ain't worth enough money. Your dad's not worth enough money to get you out of this, bro.
Nah, bro, no, you're not. You going to jail.
I
pray for the victim. I hope she makes it through.
You're hoping she pulls through.
And I hope she has a full recovery.
But you're still going to prison if she pulls through.
Yeah.
If she dies,
yeah, that's bad
please,
for you,
bro.
And like, it's just my thing about cats is like, honor your parents, nigga.
Right.
Like your dad,
Right.
nigga, has provided a great life for you and great opportunity. You're making great money.
You already
Nigga,
lost
like,
your brother.
Come on, bro. Like,
because he took his own life.
And that just goes to show sometimes, like, providing for your children, when you provide, like, material and opportunities, sometimes it's more of a conversation. And I can't, like, pretend to know about their relationship, so I won't go that deep and sound like a dickhead.
Right.
But I find it hard to believe that Andy Reid has the reputation of transforming young men into men and being such a father figure to all these men. And then, like, maybe there's a resentment there. Maybe it's like, well, my dad's always with a Michael Vick or with a this guy or with a this guy. And
so fucking what?
Like, I get it because I get it because we're saying it from our mindset. But when you're a privileged kid that just gets off of everything, I think maybe sometimes when I look at these situations, I'm like, how many times did you do this and not get in trouble? And if you would have gotten in trouble and missed out on that opportunity and didn't go to that college or didn't get to play football at this school because you did that, maybe that would have prevented this. Like, there's a kid right here in Vegas. I don't know his name, so I don't want to go deep into the story. But he was a high recruit, top 100 ESPN recruit, right? All-American type player. He decided to stay here at UNLV. He's local talent. He's driving his car, had a nice little Challenger. He's smashing. I get it's a pandemic. Y'all boys kicking it, nigga. He's faded, smashing down his block going home and killed somebody. Nigga hit somebody died. So UNLV just rescinded his scholarship, and now he's got to go to trial for that. Now his talent is where I could tell by the way they were talking about him that this kid still might even get an opportunity to go play ball somewhere later on in life. But as of right now, he just has to deal with this.
Right.
He might just have to go pro. Like, because he's that type of talent. Like, but it just,
I don't
it's
know.
a fucked up
I don't
scenario,
know if
bro.
it's necessarily like privilege because look at Errol Spence. Look at his accident. Partying.
Privilege. Errol Spence has been
But
a
he's
top.
not.
Yes, he is.
But he's not from privilege.
But no, it's
He's
not. Let me explain what I mean. Let me explain. That's not what all privilege is.
Okay.
See, there's a lot of athletes that come from the hood that have sad stories, but they're 6'7", can jump out the gym, nigga, can shoot the ball from 30 feet, can dribble with either hand,
Right.
and they become privileged. That's where LeBron is so great, is because you know that LeBron could have got away with, maybe sexually assaulting this girl at a party. He could have got away with beating up this kid. He could have got away with stealing
But
this.
he's just not
He could have
that
got away
guy.
with getting caught with this weed or this gun.
But he's
just not that
nigga,
character,
right.
and he never took advantage of his privilege. He never
Like
he never fell for that.
LeBron is one of them niggas. Like if a woman came out and said he assaulted her,
You would look at her
everybody
like,
would be
hold
like,
on,
"You're
bro."
out of your
Okay,
goddamn
case in point.
mind."
The courtside Karen, the white girl that said that LeBron called her a bitch.
Right.
Skipping them was laughing at her like, man.
We know
like,
better than
no,
that.
he didn't.
We
Like
know
he didn't
LeBron.
call you that. Like, calm down. Like he didn't say that to you.
But like if we ever heard a woman be like, "LeBron
And he could have
James
said that, but that's his character. Like
sexually assaulted me," everybody in the world, even LeBron haters.
Well, I wouldn't say everybody in the world. Because there are going to be people, that's a heavy jacket. There's going to be people that be like, oh, because there's a lot of people. I'm going to tell you what. No, I'm going to tell you what happened. There's going to be a lot of people that say, well, maybe she was the one girl that told him he couldn't, and he wasn't used to that. And he just took it.
Because LeBron, here's the thing. LeBron, for lack of a better word, is a Huxtable.
Well, yeah.
But he's not corny Huxtable.
Yeah, but there's LeBron haters.
He is.
But I get it.
Family Huxtable.
No, the Huxtables wasn't corny. I get what you're saying.
You feel me?
But there's literally.
Huxtable wasn't corny, but you know what I'm
there's
saying.
literally haters. There's literally haters that's gonna hate him because of the color of his skin.
But I'm not
I'm
not talking about that. I'm talking about like basketball fans
Okay,
who don't
right.
like LeBron.
Right.
I don't necessarily
Okay,
like
no, I get
LeBron,
what you're saying. No, I get
but
what
I'm
you're
gonna be
saying.
one of the first
I get what
niggas
you're
like,
saying.
bitch, please.
You're still talking about sensible-minded
Like,
people,
bitch,
you know what I'm
please.
saying?
Like, this
Yeah.
nigga's been with
But-
the same chick.
But
Had kids with only hers. Never had a scandal up to this point.
right.
Like he ain't. I know he ain't out
You
here
would
just paying them off.
he would
bitch,
definitely have a lot more credibility
Bitch,
than the
please.
average athlete.
But
all I'm saying-
that's
but
like
all I'm saying is
he's
this.
him
Hold-
and Steph Curry.
Hold on, let
they
me stay
are
with
the-
my. I don't want to get started off of my point though, because what I'm saying is him and with LeBron's character, right?
Steph Curry the same.
Same thing with a Steph Curry or something like that.
Come on, nigga.
There's athletes, fam, that's a quarter of them and won't achieve none of what they achieved. That develops privilege, that gets away with things.
Right.
Like, nigga, I know cats that literally, nigga, I'm not gonna say that because nigga, I don't want to put my nigga out there like that when we on live, yeah. Like, but at the end of the day, dog, like niggas will have opportunity, and because of the privilege that they're afforded,
Right.
because of their talented, because
Right.
whether it's they're a dope rapper, they're this, they're that. There's a lot of people that done got away with shit that the average nigga's not getting away with because this person has. You don't want to be the person to be the reason why this nigga don't go to the league, or this nigga doesn't get a record deal, or he doesn't get this,
Right.
or don't get into this college. And
Right.
sometimes that lesson, the universe is put before that person because they needed it. And when you interfere, they become a 30-something-year-old man with a professional job. Even though your dad helped you get it, you're still a professional NFL coach. But you don't have none of the restraint and discipline of a professional NFL coach because you've been this kid that's always gotten away with things, and everything's been swept under the rug, and it's never stopped you from getting opportunity. You know how to act because, nigga, at the end of the day, nigga, certain shit ain't going to work for you, nigga, if you act a certain way.
Right.
And there's life lessons that taught you that. So you missed out on shit, nigga. You fucked up opportunities. Like, damn, I could have did this. I could have been here.
Right.
And now you move a certain way. I have the same story. Most of us do. When you have a father or a mother or come from a family that, look at the president.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, I always be looking at the president like, this might be the time that you bit off more than you can chew. Being the president and being arrogant and wanting to be the president and cheating to become the president might have been the worst thing you can do because it put a scrutiny on you that you didn't have as the nigga that just owned the Trump Towers. It was just mystery. Well, niggas thought you didn't pay taxes. Now we know your ass didn't pay
now
taxes.
we know everything about
and now
you.
that all and what he didn't realize too, because Trump is ignorant and he's not politically astute, all those private conversations are now public record in a matter of a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So niggas are gonna know what you've been saying. People are gonna know. That's the same thing that happened with Nixon. It was just like, nigga, they forget that, like, yeah, all this, you're talking on the phone and you can get this redacted and make sure the media don't find out about it while you're the president.
Yeah, after you're president,
Nigga, once you're the president, all that shit's recorded.
Yeah,
like, nigga,
right.
we don't know. That's why we can hear exactly what Nixon was saying when he was on one of the most secure phones in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit is still recorded because you're a public servant.
Right, yeah. It's all, yeah.
This ain't your office, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't your house. You don't live here. You staying here for 4 to 8 years.
This is you just a guest for the next
4 to 8
years.
years. And that's what Trump, like, he couldn't take that loss. Like, what do you mean? This is not.
I only get the 4?
Because normally in his life, when he realized he was only going to get the 4,
most
he's
presidents
always been
get 8
able.
years.
He's always been able to manipulate, cheat, or steal the other 4 years.
Right.
He's always been able to manipulate, cheat, and steal to get the other 4 years.
Why are we back talking about this nigga Trump again?
Nigga, it just because it's oxymoronic for privilege and for lack of development and lack of discipline at an early age, and how, like, if you like that old Chris Rock joke, hey man, y'all take care and raise y'all kids before the motherfucker try to rob me in 20 years, right? There's truth in that joke.
There's mad truth in
like,
that
you know what I'm saying?
joke, bro.
Like, because while
It's
I'm
fucked
partying
up.
with everybody, all the bitches you in the club with partying, it's like, yeah, bitch, you look good in here, but are you raising a nigga that's gonna kill me for my wallet, nigga, in 30 years because he ain't got no home training?
Yeah. We gotta worry about all
because you
that.
in here with me, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? My kids are asleep. Like, they taken care of, nigga. Like, this is a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Right?
Where the fuck is your kids?
Are you doing the same? And that's what
Are
I was
your
talking
kids
about.
just at the house hungry right now, eating tears?
Bro, and that goes right into, like, one of the other things I want to talk about.
Hold on, wait, before you do that.
All right.
Back to the wholesomeness of these niggas. I was talking, because now we brought up Steph Curry. Steph Curry looked like Aisha pulled him.
So when you say that, like, I could totally see nigga that because they met in like the 8th grade. I could totally see nigga he was chilling nigga and she liked him. Nigga, she got at that nigga. He was like, yeah, she cute. I like you too. You my girl. And they just.
And I can see it, even if
God
they were
bless 'em,
like
it
older,
rocked out for 'em.
and like say it happened in college. He just seemed like the timid nigga that he hoop, he the nigga, he ball, he do his work.
See, when I watched Steph Curry play,
And that nigga
I don't. And I was more of a. I kind of followed his career. I watched him more in college. Like, he had personality and shit. Nigga, that nigga was rapping and all kind of shit. So that's why I just feel like nigga. I know for a fact he was running through him, but I just think that like, and you know what it comes down to? His mom and dad met as teenagers.
Yeah,
And
that's
married.
real.
And I think that like when you come from that type of family and it works out,
You
see value in that,
right?
And so like
right.
he probably when we was in school, at middle school and high school, trying to run through everything, he probably really was looking for the girl that like who he could see, you know, and went through it. That he probably went through it in that portal,
right?
And so she probably was able to reciprocate that because there's a stage with young women where that's really all they want, and if that's what they have, and they believe in it. There's really no reason for them to stray from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then especially when you go and hit the lottery, nigga, and become Steph Curry, where are you going now? Mm-hmm. Like, nah, I'm good. I lucked out, nigga. I don't need to go date a whole bunch of men, nigga, and try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good here.
Right.
God bless them. You know, you see that occasionally, nigga, in society, like, couples like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all I can say is, you know, I'm a nigga that tip my hat to it. Like, hey, God bless them. Sometimes I wonder if there's certain little chicks that I was dating, nigga, at a young age that when shit was sweet, maybe if I was different or more mature at the time, it could have been something like that. It's not something I really, like, ever lust for. Right. But I don't know if I would mind it either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially as you get older, you realize, like, damn, I guess maybe because there's bonuses in that. Like, she know that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know each other, bro. Like, real. Steph Curry don't ever be arguing with Aisha about her getting him something that he don't like. or making something. Like, yeah, but you know I don't eat coleslaw. Like, no. Put all this damn coleslaw on my sandwich. Like that don't ever happen, nigga. Like, she knows this nigga. Like, nah, nigga, he don't eat that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Real. Like, nigga, now what I will say, since we own this shit and this silly topic, like, I feel like she the reason why that nigga had them cornrows. I feel like she definitely was like, babe, grow your hair out and let me braid it. And he just kind of the nigga like, yeah, whatever. Because I got a cousin like that. Shout out to my nigga Greaseball CEO. Nigga, he's been dating the same girl since like 6th grade. Shout out to my sister Mara. And like, nigga, I was just seeing that they was just taking pictures in Hawaii. Everybody in Hawaii now, nigga. So that's a sign. We gotta go. Like, they was just in Hawaii ziplining, and I just laughed at the picture because like, nigga, they've been rocking since high school, college, like all through this time. And one of the things I laugh about is when I see them interact, it's like, nigga, they know each other, bro.
Right.
Like, their relationship is tight. Like, niggas be saying, oh, I want a Michelle Obama. Remember that was the slang? But when you got a Michelle, nigga, Michelle might have a business practice that like, oh, I got to go. I'm going to be over here for a month.
Yeah, are you ready for that?
Nigga, can you handle being Michelle's man?
Are you ready for
like,
that?
Niggas want a Beyonce. Nigga, Beyonce might do a world tour, nigga.
And not
nigga,
be back for like 6 months.
What are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing a movie, nigga, and this nigga's kissing on me, nigga, making it look real passionate. Like, it's a lot of things. Can you date her? Like, can you really, like, can you do that? And when you look at the relationships that niggas look up to, Will and Jada, all these type of like big time relationships.
And Will and Jada just had their whole shit that just went through.
But this is the thing though. But they're fine.
Nah, they are. I'm not saying that it like ruined them, but I'm just like.
Point, though. My point is
they went
fine.
through some shit.
But my point is
recently.
My point is they're so fine, nigga, that they can go through that shit publicly, make money off of it, nigga, and keep living their life. You feel me? Like,
they made
niggas,
August Alsina.
But you got niggas like. You got motherfuckers in these fickle ass relationships like, oh, this nigga said he did this or he don't do this. I gotta stop fucking with him. And that might have been your Will to your Jada. Right. But nigga, look at the shit. You know the shit that Will and Jada put up with each other? Oh yeah. That nigga Will said it. He was like, yeah, I was done with your ass. I was mad. This is before, you know what I mean? And they decided that we just gonna date other people for a little bit. We love each other so much, nigga, that we don't want a divorce.
We just gonna go do some other shit.
But we hate each other right now. Right. We know it. So like, nigga, you go fuck with somebody to make you feel sexy again. Will, you go do your thing. I ain't gonna give you shit about it. And the only thing is, Will's a dude, nigga, OG, and he was basically, nigga, like, I told your little ass not to fuck that little boy. Because he couldn't handle it, nigga, and now we up here talking about our business.
Look at all this shit we
now. That's the look he was giving Jada, like, I told your ass this was gonna happen. You ain't hearing about none of my bitches. Like,
as soon as they woke up to that shit, all Will probably did was just
looked at her. He just like see.
and went and got in the shower.
Didn't I tell you? I was like, yeah.
He probably didn't even say shit. He probably just looked at her.
Because I already know what happened.
Went and got in the shower.
Will told Jada, like, hey, you gonna start fucking that little boy August. I know you like him. Like, y'all have fun. But
Right.
And what it was is she was looking for that spark. So in my opinion, we throwing shit at the wall. I think that like Jada being a woman was like, oh, he's just being jealous. Like, like he's back into like, that type of shit. It was vibing off that, and Will was really just telling her like, nah, nigga, you forget who you are. Cause see, as a nigga that's my age, I was not a hater, but I was mad at August. Like, nigga, if the great Jada Pinkett allows you to have slap, and Will is cool with it,
shut the fuck up.
You gonna come tell the world on that
Told
man? You gonna try to
everybody.
dethrone and denigrate nigga, the great Will Smith? This nigga let you smash Jada, you little unselfish motherfucker. Like, and you gonna try to come make a whack ass song about you? Don't disrespect
whack
that.
ass song.
Bro, I would have took that shit to my grave. Jada would have still been smashing me, cause shit, nigga Will would have been high fiving me like, yeah, Akeem, you know how to handle this shit.
Right.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, nigga, and have a fucking go to heaven every once in a while, nigga, and just nigga don't tell nobody. I would be a single nigga just smashing Jada whenever she let me. Fuck it.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't pull
Nigga,
the trigger just like you
but
did
no,
with
this
the
the thing.
old baby.
No, this the thing, nigga. You gotta understand. I grew up watching Jason's Lyric, nigga.
Right.
I just how Selena don't know about Jason's Lyric.
No.
That's why I'm like, nigga, you
Not
whack.
at all. Whack as fuck. No, but I'm not siding with this nigga. He is whack. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Let's jump in the. But yeah, shout out to Tom Brady. Congratulations on your 7th retire, nigga. I'm sick of seeing you in the Super Bowl.
Real,
You know, Matthew Stafford got the fuck out of Detroit.
yeah, I seen
He
that.
said he got the warmer climates. He right down the way in L.A.
Oh yeah, man. So it coincides with another thing, man. Like, real quick, Sahai the Prince. Hope he's in good spirits. His car got shot up pretty bad, man. Flipped over. After it flipped over, they turned around, came back and machine gunned this shit up again. Like, the fact that this nigga is not dead and shot up multiple times is just God's glory. I think Sahai the Prince is one of the most underrated MCs and lyricists in the game. But I digress, because that's not what this is about. This is bigger than rap music. Going off of that story, and we know the year we're coming off of with losing the great Nipsey Hussle, and losing just so many other artists. Has street culture begun to like ruin, and is it ruining rap culture and hip hop culture?
See,
That's
when
the
you
question.
asked me that earlier,
That's the
I
question.
didn't even understand where you were going with
Right.
that.
Right.
Now that you've put it in context.
Yeah, in context. I didn't
Okay.
give you context earlier. Yeah, you're right.
Is street culture.
Is street culture ruining, or has it ruined hip hop rap culture? Okay, and let me add this to it for even more context. I'm going in with the mindset of when we was shorties, there was every
No,
type
I
of,
know
let me
what
just
you're
finish,
talking-
but let me say it for the audience.
Okay.
When we was younger, there was every type of artist for every type of person.
Right.
Like, nigga, De La Soul never swore, nigga, lied about killing anybody.
Right. Never sold drugs.
And
nothing,
there's
all
not
that
a
shit.
gangster rapper that can outpack or outrock a show than De La.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we understand the energy that happens with street rap and shit like that. We know it's a separate energy, and I ain't gonna lie, we all love it to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
But with the assistance of corporate America and, that white power structure that comes in and ruins shit and plays up the negative, has those elements made the thing that once bred tons of black millionaires and brung them from the streets and made them safe and saved their life? Like 10 years before Nipsey got on and was murdered, rap would have been the thing that saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And in essence, it might have been the very thing that like the stardom of it and all that might the bullseye on his back, the attention might have been the thing that helped usher in his demise prematurely.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
That's where
okay,
I'm coming from with it when I asked that question.
Yeah, to a lot of to an extent.
You
You're
good,
not
man?
hitting
That's
it.
all
You're
right.
on the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To
I'm
an
making sure we know
extent.
our baby, nigga.
To an extent, absolutely. It's just it's become too normal and too cool to catch stripes for killing a nigga on the rise doing something with his life and to be able to talk about that. And it's fucked up because street culture has always been in hip hop music. But
Right. It's up the streets. Right.
the politics were different. Like if you had a crew of niggas who rapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that crew of niggas were some gangsters. But it was two separate entities. The gangsters were there to make sure, because they probably been down from gate to make sure nothing happens to these niggas, because these are the niggas who are making sure the fucking whole block eats.
Right.
Now,
but
that
didn't exclude
that
the
part
De
of
La's.
that part, because De La had hitters in there. What nobody realizes, my brother and them doing tours with De La and shit, like. They weren't no punks. They were dickheads. But you could see that they had niggas with them that were going to go there.
Everybody moved that way. Yeah, you're right.
So, but that was the difference in it. There were separate entities. It separated at that. When the show was over, the gangsters went and did gangster shit, and rappers went and did rapper shit. Now, it's one and the same. It has to be, I have to be the rapper and the shooter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It became too cool to catch a body.
You right.
It wasn't about, because here's the thing, like, even gangster rappers rapped about killing niggas, but didn't specifically aim it at anybody. The day and age we're in now, we're aiming it at everybody. It's like, nigga, if we talk about you in a song, we're going to talk about shooting you, nigga. Or we're going to talk about your mans that got shot by my mans. We're going to talk about that type of shit. And it's like that became cool and that became the norm. The norm became to be like, you have to be gangster and then all this shit to be cool, or you got to be one of these gangster niggas out here to kill one of these niggas on the rise to be cool. And it's not, to niggas like us, it ain't cool because we grew up in a different thing. It's like, me and you aren't gangster niggas.
It's a time and place for that.
But here's the thing, me and you aren't gangster niggas. Me and you can fight.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna whoop our ass.
Right.
We know gangster niggas.
Right.
We know niggas who are live wires that if we really had to make a call,
niggas have to push that button again.
Niggas will push the line.
That's a fact.
The young niggas that rap nowadays rather push the line themselves and then be able to rap about it at the end of the day.
Yeah, because, bro, like...
hold on.
Yeah, you
before
right,
I forget shit.
I won't cut you off. Go ahead.
It became cool to dry snitch on yourself. We've had this conversation before. Every one of these rappers are dry snitching on themselves. That's essentially what the culture is now. That's where it's like, okay, that's counter street culture, because street culture is to not get caught, and if you do, keep your fucking mouth shut.
Right.
But that's not, like, look at Quando Rondo now. Like, you aren't even the nigga that shot.
Right. King Von.
But you're out here on O Block doing all this extra shit. Like, bro, that shit's corny as fuck, because it's like, nigga, what
the YFN Lucci shit.
Dog, that's like, come on. Here's the thing. It's like, it ain't cool. It's not cool to just live and be normal and be rich and be famous and rap and do shows and be fly and be fucking flossing, have these houses, these cars, these boats, these fucking jets if you're that rich. It's not enough to have all that. You can have all that and still feel like, some of these rappers will have all that and still feel like, nah, now I still gotta
I'm not
go
buzzing in these
be
streets
in these
enough.
streets, nigga. Because that street cred. Here's why did street cred become more important than your actual credit score?
Nigga, shit.
Why did your streets credit score matter more than your credit score, nigga?
Nigga, my nigga tried to say it on that 444.
I don't understand that. Like, how did your street credit score become more important than your actual credit score? Because you're not. You know what's crazy? Yeah, you could own a house off of that street credit score, but 8 times out of 10, it's 8x8, 8x11 with another nigga in it. In the middle of thousands of other niggas.
Yeah.
Jail, nigga. If you don't know what I'm not talking to you. If you don't know what the fuck I'm referring, jail. Yeah, nigga. You can be there for life.
With a bunch of niggas, though.
Own that little area.
Imagine trying to be real in the street. Because the thing is, bitches don't care about street cred. Like, that's
don't.
one thing niggas be doing.
And
niggas,
if you
niggas
hold
lie
on,
on females all the time and act like they be doing it for the bitches.
Here's the thing:
but they
it's
don't.
like, okay, and if you're fucking with a bitch that is turned on by that, that is the worst trifling bitch. That's bitches for the streets. You probably fucked every nigga in your crew already.
I'm just saying, man. Like,
that's a crew banger.
Women don't give a shit about that. Like,
not at all.
So, like,
and rich people, niggas, real rich black men, and rich white men, rich Mexican, rich whatever, don't give a fuck about your street credit score. You can't go to a luncheon with these motherfuckers and start talking about, oh yeah, nigga, on my block, you smoking that Tuka pack, and get the fuck out of here.
You bozo.
You fucking weirdo. Like, are you serious?
And my thing is too, what about just the human decency of it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching how
human decency has been gone for a long time, dog.
Well, I'm not even trying to get on that soapbox. Like, I'm not trying to sound like that nigga.
No,
but
I'm not even talking about like.
No, I'm just talking about strictly within the confines of this culture.
That's what I mean.
But listen to me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dog, I remember this nigga Common had a #1 hit, nigga, in the middle of the '90s, nigga, where the nigga was just reading cue cards to a bitch that couldn't hear.
Right.